Okay, so let's get started. This is Dr. Davis, Cyber Tech Queen, coming back to you because we are getting ready to nesting the nested while loops. So, what does that mean? So, a loop is a nested while loop is a loop within a loop. So, you can have a while loop within a while loop. Okay? So, what we're going to be doing, we're going to look at this code here. And we are going to look at it and come up with what it does. So right here, we know that we're using a nested loop method, and we're going to be importing a turtle. We're going to see colors orange and purple, and the width is going to be 400, height 300. It's going to go at a speed of 0. And we already talked about the color. Now the answer is going to be yes. Here is your while loop. Okay. So we're going to play with this, and then it has an angle, which is an integer. So that means that for the angle, we need to be putting in a number. But when we get the answer, we need to be putting in a variable or a letter. So let's just play with this. And the first thing that you want to do is we're going to type in an angle. Notice that the angle here, you could type in, we have a 360/angle segment. I'm going to type in 250. Okay? If I hit enter, it goes to again. So now, if I type in a Y, because it's saying here that your while loop answer should be a Y. If I type in a Y and hit enter, it goes back through the loop. Okay? It goes back through the loop. So it's iterating. If I type in another angle, let's say 480, and I hit enter, it says again, do you want to do this again? If I type in a Y, so what it does when I type in the Y, it goes back up to line 16 and it starts the nested while loop over again. Now, this time I'm going to type in an angle, and I'm going to type in an N and hit enter. It disconnected. So the only way that it will continue to go through the nested while loop is you have to type in a Y. Let's try something else. What if I type in a capital Y? What do you think is going to happen? It's looking for a lowercase y. So it disconnected. So it has to be a lowercase y. Okay? What if we change this to an N, and we change this to an N, and then we run it again, and we type in an angle of 240, and if we say no, it goes back through the loop, right? So your answers have to be the same, okay, whether it's a Y or an N. If I type in another angle, okay, and I type in no again, it goes back through the loop. I know what some of you may think. You may think it should draw something up here, but it's not. It's really just going through, showing you how a nested while loop works. Okay, so this is Dr. Davis going over nesting through nested while loops. I hope you got something out of this, and please like, comment, and subscribe. And if you want further training on this, you need to check out my 20-minute intro by clicking on the link below.